Okay, so this is the sum, all, or none worksheet. Now, I apologize. I think I gave one class one version, and I think I gave the other class the other version. So, regardless of which version you got, here is question number 1 and question number 2 on both of them. So, here we go. On the first one, since this is negative 23 times h, I'm going to divide by negative 23. The 23's cancel out, and you're left with h equals, just bring it down, 12 over negative 23. On number 2 on the same page, it's 56 times a. Well, if I divide by 56, 56 cancels it out, and I got a is equal to 25 over 56, and they can't reduce. Now, on number 1 on the other page, this is negative 2/3 times x. Now remember, you can either divide by negative 2/3 or you can multiply by the reciprocal. Well, if I multiply by the reciprocal, it's negative 3 over 2. So still multiply by negative 2/3, x equals 12. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. Now remember, when you multiply by reciprocal, they cancel out, and you're left with x on this side. Now, here's a good thing. 2 goes into 12 6 times, and then negative 3 times 6 is negative 18. Same thing on number 2. What we're going to do is we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So times 6 over 5 times 6 over 5. They cancel out, and I'm left with a. 5 goes into 25 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. So there's number 1 and 2 on both pages. Okay, now, on question number 3 and 4, again, you might have, I'm taking my chances, but I think both classes have different worksheets. Well, regardless, you're still going to get this information. So on number 3, I'm going to subtract 53 from both sides. 53's are gone. Bring down your d. And because I have negative 9 minus 53, you combine those together, and you get a negative 62. On number 4, down below, I got to get this 32 by itself. So that means I got to get rid of the 7. 7 is positive. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides. 7's gone. 28 minus 7 is 21. That means I'm left with the negative, don't forget the negative 32t. Well, I'm going to divide by, actually, I think that should be that's a 32. I'm going to divide by negative 32. Divide by negative 32. 32's are gone. I'm left with t equals 21 over negative 32. And that is my answer. On number 3 on the other worksheet, well, notice that d plus 5 I have to get by itself. So how do I get rid of dividing by 3? Well, the opposite is multiplying by 3 on both sides. So 3's cancel out. I'm left with d plus 5 on top. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. I then subtract 5 from both sides because that's the opposite. And I got d is equal to negative 32. On number 4, it's a little different. I'm going to get, just like I did on number 4 on the other one, I'm going to get negative 3 halves t by itself. So I'm going to subtract the 7 just like I did on the other one. 7's are gone. And now I get 28 minus 7 is 21. I bring down the negative 3 halves t. Now, it's negative 3 halves times t. So remember, you can either divide by negative 3 halves or you can multiply by the reciprocal, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to multiply by negative 2 over 3 on both sides. 3 goes into 21 7 times, and negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. And remember, when you multiply by reciprocal, those are gone, so I'm left with t is equal to negative 14. Okay, and number 5 on both worksheets, what I'm going to do is go ahead and solve both of them. Now remember, you have to look for like terms. Well, 23n and negative n are like terms. So 23n minus n is a positive 22n. And then negative 5 and negative 31 are also like terms, so that's minus 36 equals 5. Now, I'm saving some space because I have to move this over a little bit. But then I'm going to add the 36 to both sides. These are gone, and I'm left with 22n equals 41. I'm then going to divide by 22, and I end up getting n is equal to 41 over 22. On this other one, I have to distribute first. So 2 times 3n is 6n. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. And then negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative n is a positive 3n. Remember, a negative times a negative is a positive. Bring down your equals 5. I'm then going to combine like terms. So 6n and 3n add up to 9n. Negative 10 and negative 3 combine to make negative 13. Bring down your equals 5. I then have to get n by itself. So I'm going to add the 13, and I'm going to get 9n equals 18. Now I have to think of myself, 9 times what gives me 18? Well, I know that if I divide by 9, that something is going to be 2. Now remember, I've done the A question on the A question on number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You must finish the rest, B's and C's, on questions 1 through 5. So have those ready to grade when you come to class tomorrow.